Now I'm going to show you how to set up the files to make the Easter Bunny candy dome with your Cricut. I've opened a new project in Design Space and we're going to click Upload. And to save time, I've already uploaded our little bunny. Choose Add to Canvas. And now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to ungroup because we need to get this guy organized. You can make him with 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and a scrap or 2 of other colors. Or if you're making multiple bunnies, you can fit 2 of these bigger pieces, the back and the front of the bunny, on a 12 by 12. You'll basically just do one and then flip it and it will fit on a 12 by 12 cardstock. I try and be very diligent with your paper because I know I don't like to waste paper. He's just going to be an amazing accent in your Easter basket. So let's just move some of these pieces, and then you have a couple decisions to make when you're getting this organized. So the backing color is the color that's going to show through the ears and through the belly. Now the candy is going to be in the belly as well, but you will see some of that color. So, you know, pick an Easter color, a child's favorite color, do multiple colors, do a pattern if you want to, whatever you want there. Now this is the hands and these are the arms. You can use these or you can skip these, but I like to do the hands the same color as the background. So I chose them. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to choose the pink material color because that's letting Cricut know I want these all cut on the same piece of paper, please. The nose goes up here. I'm going to have that the same color as well. And the feet, you could do the same color, but I'm going to do the feet the same color as this little face. I call it the face backing. So this is if you wanted to do like a light gray or a black to really highlight the mouth and the eyes, but that piece is optional because this also looks really cute just with the background color showing through. So if you want to skip a piece, you can skip that, but we're going to use it. And we're going to make the feet that same color, but right now they're slightly different. So we're going to go up here and we're going to make sure they all match. And then the arms, I want the same color as the white of the bunny. He's a little bit gray just so you can see him. Okay, so now we have all that, and then I'm going to choose Make It, and I'm going to say I want it on a mat. And then you can choose your material size. If you look at the drop down, it'll tell you what it can put it on. So 8.5 by 11, it shows you how that's going to go. Then your second board, it's kind of fun. So if you don't attach things, you can let Cricut decide how to organize them. And then this one, I'm going to just do in letter size. And then you're just going to click Continue, and you're going to cut all of your pieces, and then we are going to put it together. I'm going to show you how to assemble this guy. Now that you have all of the paper pieces cut out and taken off of your mat, and make sure you do not lose the teeth. They're very important. We're going to put together our candy dome. I think he looks super cute with the hands, but he also looks cute without them. So if you want to save a little bit of time, you can skip the hands and arms. You can also skip the black behind the face and just have that look be blue as well. So let me show you the difference. So you could do it just like this, and then add the teeth. So there'll be teeth there, right? Or you can add this extra piece, which makes the eyes and the mouth just a little different, gives it a little bit more color and interest. This one I used black, this one I used gray. So I think we'll do it, but I just wanted to show you what it would look like if you just wanted to cut down on the number of pieces of paper a little bit. So this is the back. When the people want to get their candy, they just grab this tab and pull and it'll tear along that little part. And then this is the bunny face. I decided to use glitter for the nose. We'll put that on later. And then we have the teeth and the hands. Then you're going to need some different adhesives. You're going to need a glue gun to attach the candy dome, which is basically half of a plastic fillable holiday ornament. So we're going to put any kind of candy in there, Hershey Kisses. I'm making this video, it's not quite Easter, so Easter M&Ms would be really cute in there, but I can't find those at the store yet. Optional cotton ball. I added the cotton ball on the area of the tail. I thought that was cute. Optional foam adhesive to give a little bit adhesive squares to give a little bit more dimension. I'll show you we're going to do that. And then I like to use glue and adhesive dots, especially for bigger pieces of paper. I feel like glue bonds better, but you do you, use what you love. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put as much of this top layer together as we can before we add the candy dome to the whole process. So we're going to turn this over so the back of it is visible, and this is going to go right here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the tacky glue, and you don't want too much because if your paper gets too wet, it's going to warp, but just kind of smear that around. And then this isn't super exact. It just needs to cover all of the part you can see in black. So it just needs to cover all the cut lines. It's the easiest part of the project to put together. All right, next we're going to do the same thing with the feet, and you're just going to make sure you have them lined up and on the correct side, and then turn it over and put glue, or I'll just use the adhesive tape on this because there's not going to be any strain on the shoe. And then you're just going to line up the edges so that you're not seeing the white. Okay, next I'm going to put the teeth on. And if you do not know about reversible tweezers, oh my gosh, they're awesome. Basically, when you squeeze it, they open, and when you let go, they close. So the opposite of tweezers that you would use like for your eyebrows. And they're great for holding smaller pieces of paper when you need to position them or put adhesive on them. So I just want to make sure I have it on the right side because one tooth's a little bit bigger than the other tooth. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of glue on there because it's easier than doing the adhesive dots next to the tweezer. Although I think I put a little too much, so I'm going to give a little bit to the other tooth. So then I'm just going to place that where I want it. I'm going to push down with my finger, then squeeze the tweezers to release the paper. Now I'm going to put the tweezers on the other tooth. Turn that over, do the same thing. And I'm going to use 2 little foam dots because I want the nose to pop up a little bit instead of being flat. And I'm going to have the nose overlap the mouth a little. You could put it way up here. That's also cute. Actually, I'm going to put it way up there. Gives a little more character. Now we need to prep the hands. So if you look on this one, the arm is in between the 2 layers of paper and then folds up and basically holds his little belly. I'm gluing the arm to the back so that the fold is kind of going over that edge like that. And then the hands, you're going to fold it so you make sure you have your hands on the right side. And I'll show you this. Let me leave him here. See, hand folded, hand right on there. So then we're just going to put a teeny bit of glue or the dots there and add our hands. Okay, so now the front is ready, and now we need to put the candy on this part and then put the 2 together. The best way to put the candy onto here is not to take this and flip it. I've got a better way. But first you want to turn on your hot glue gun. And I have this cordless one, which is nice. So I'm not then wrestling with a cord. So I put my candy in here, and you need to make sure that it's going to be, you're going to be able to have your paper flat and not bubbled over the candy. Put the paper on top of the candy and then flip it. That is how you get your candy to stay inside the dome when you put it on the paper. You need to pay attention to where you put this hook because parts of this paper that's going to go, so the dome's going right in here, is pretty thin. And so you don't want it there. You want to point it down towards one of the feet. So you want to point it down there. And before you do any gluing, you're going to place the top. See, if I glued it there, it would have been all kinds of messed up because it's not lined up. So you're going to place the top over the dome. You're going to line up these edges. Then you're going to put a finger on the dome, gently lift this top off without moving the dome. Now we know exactly where the dome, no, we're going to get that little piece with the glue. That's all right. needs to be. And now we're just going to run a bead of hot glue around the dome, making sure the glue is getting both on the plastic and on the paper, kind of like caulking in your bathroom. Now the last step is to glue Top Bunny to the base. And I am going to do that with glue. Do not glue the hands because remember they're going over top of the dome. Now you're going to carefully lift this and you're going to place it over top and try and get it as lined up as possible before you let that glue touch down. Sometimes I just lift it so that, oops, so I can shift it a little bit. And I always line up the head first and the ears because the part that goes around the candy dome, it's going to warp a teeny bit because it's going over a little bit of glue and the edge of the dome. So that part is a little less perfectly matched than this part up here, even though the pink and the white are the exact same size. You just have a little bit of bulk going in here. Now the adhesive to get the hands onto the dome, you can use this, but I did find that it was popping up a little bit. And if you use glue, you have to like hold it until it sticks. So I'm just going to use a foam adhesive. It's going to give it a little bit of dimension and then it's going to stick better and more quickly. All right, so he's super cute. He can be done, or you can add a cotton ball or a piece of cotton ball really easily to his tail. So I'm going to do that and just let that dry. And look at how cute. So you can see that you can see that pink color through the belly and it's through there. And this one is a brighter color. I did his nose a little bit lower, so it's really personal preference on colors. I did gray feet. Oh, I also pop dotted. I used the foam adhesive to make the shoes pop up a little bit on this one, but I left them flat on this one. So there are lots and lots of ways to go with these little Easter bunnies, and they're just going to be so cute for little Easter gifts for the grandkids, the neighbors, put them in Easter baskets. Easter bunny can bring them. Or heck, you can make one and leave it for the Easter bunny, like we leave cookies for Santa. So anyway, I hope that is a good explanation of how to put that together, and I hope you enjoy this latest craft.